This video is brought to you by Bespoke Post. Bespoke Post is a monthly subscription box for guys who give a damn. Each box is packed with high quality gear and useful advice to help step up your life. The contents of each box ranges from tools and drinks to gear for style and travel. Like this fixed blade knife from Buck & Bear. It's got a 3.25 inch drop point blade made of 256 layer high carbon Damascus steel, and it comes with a leather sheath. It also has a nice hardwood handle with great ergonomics and blade geometry. When you sign up, you'll take a quiz that helps teach Bespoke your interests, and at the beginning of each month you'll get to see what's in your box before it ships. If you don't like it, you can choose from other boxes available, skip that month, or return or exchange it hassle-free. And you can even add on other items from their store to ship with your box. For members, each box will cost $45 with free shipping, $55 for non-members, and has a total value of at least $70, often much more. If you want to see what it's all about, join the club using the link in the description. Welcome back, everybody. My name is Taylor Martin. This is the best Damn EDC, and it's time for another video. But like I mentioned last week, I am slowing down with the EDC Weekly, so this is not an EDC Weekly. Instead, this is a video I haven't done in a while. Instead, this is the type of video I haven't done in a while. It's a Q&A. Earlier this week, over on Instagram, I told you guys to ask me some questions, not all EDC related, and here we are. I'm going to answer some of those questions. But before I get to that, I just wanted to tell you guys to go check out this video. I did a video earlier this week with my buddy Rick over at Zero Feud. I took this pin to his shop. We didn't actually plan on doing this when we got there. We planned on doing something totally different, but I was like, what if we just modified this? And he said, yeah, let's do it. So in about an hour, we turned this pin from raw titanium into this bronzed anode topographical masterpiece. I love it. It's perfect. I've not put it down since. I've just been clicking it. I had a lot of fun making that video. I want to do more of that style video, not just with Rick. I'm going to be doing a lot of this stuff with Rick, going there and customizing some of the gear I already have, also making things from scratch. So if you're interested in that kind of stuff, definitely keep an eye out. I will be doing more of that, but also doing stuff similar to this with other makers like Hitch and Timber, or other companies that I've talked about or I'm friends with. I'd like to go visit them and do stuff very similar to what I just did with Rick. So let me know in the comments down below who you'd like to see me do a video with, and we'll see if I can make it happen. Let's get to these questions. With all of that said, let's do the damn thing. Okay, here we go. There were quite a few questions for this video, and rather than doing my typical long spiel answers, I'm going to try to rapid fire some of these, and then I'll focus on ones that I think deserve a much longer answer, because I tend to ramble. If you haven't noticed already, I'm doing it right now. I'm constantly and currently rambling. That's my constants. Okay. We're gonna scroll all the way to the bottom. Okay, the first question comes from Justin to Pew. He said, what's the most recent piece of gear you've been using that you can't seem to be without? That's kind of tough. There are a lot of pieces of gear that I have not put down since I got them in. I would have to say the tactile turn pins right now, just because they're really great fidget pins. But if I had to go with like a knife, it would be the Chavez. It's in my bag right here. The Ultramar. Just wait for it. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. I also have a nickname for this. This knife is the Thumb Thrasher, because it has completely destroyed my thumb. But those are the pieces of gear that I can't put down right now. Shino BS_ says, next must-have knife. The knife I've been eyeing a lot is the Berg Blades Slim, the production. I think it looks really neat, but it's very similar to a lot of the knives I already own, so I haven't purchased one. Personally, I'm not going to buy any new knives for quite some time. I'm trying to buy a house, got to save up some money, and those two things don't mix very well. But I would say probably more than anything, a Norseman. So Sky from Grimsmo has been in my Discord server, and he shares a picture of the Norseman like every single day. And I hate him so much from the bottom of my heart. No, I don't. Sky's great. But he's made me want a Norseman, which was not a knife that I really truly wanted to begin with. But now I want a Norseman. It's a unique piece, and it is machining perfection. James VB_ says, what is your favorite magnetic key clip? That's easy, because I get a lot of questions about these, but these are the Urban Carver's magnetic quick release. These are titanium. He actually put my logo on it. You may not be able to see it. He put my logo on there, and these things are great. And I know there's another question asking what is one piece of gear that has like revolutionized EDC for me, or one of the biggest, had the biggest impact on EDC for me. It's the one thing I don't want to go without now, is the magnetic quick release. Because I grab these, it's just attached to my belt, I grab it, and I can go get in my truck, start the truck. I don't have to like use any, you know, carabiners or anything. It's just there. Just pull it off. And it's strong enough that I'm not worried I'm gonna lose my keys. Motown_EDC says that if you had to choose one knife, which one would you choose based on your lifestyle? If I had, out of all of my knives, if I had to choose just one knife out of all of the ones I own right now, it would probably be the large Sebenza. Maybe a toss-up between the Sebenza and the mini Crooked River, because both of those knives feel like hard use knives. And this is one knife that I've really been enjoying a lot, and that is the Summit Knife Company Half Dome. This thing is M390. I love the ergonomics on this knife. They are perfect. I love this knife, but the blade length is a little restrictive when it comes to different things. The shape is great. I love the blade geometry of this, but if it came down to one knife, I would want something that's a little bit of a better slicer than this. That's the only reason I wouldn't go with this, or like the Suru. I love both of these knives, but if I had to choose one, I would not go with a smaller knife. I would go with the mini Crooked River or the large Sebenza. So that's not one knife, that's two knives, but you know, take it. Matt C. Neal says, when are you gonna do the $100 EDC 2-week carry video? I'm gonna start that, I think, next week. So I said I was gonna start it when I got back from the beach. I had that problem with my back. I'm much better now. I can lay down and sit up and stand up and walk and do whatever I need to do without any pain. So now that I can just kind of go about my business, I will probably start that video next week. Ooh, here's a good one from Zian.Leon. He says, what other Carry Commission exclusives are we gonna see? Knife, organizer, light. It's funny because my plan for Carry Commission was one thing, and I'm not gonna explain fully what that was because it may still be that eventually. My plan for Carry Commission was to go one way, and as soon as I even mentioned it to a couple of people, the direction for Carry Commission went in another path. And this pen, like I said at the beginning of the video, was not planned. Like, we didn't plan to do this, but when Will saw this, he's like, hey, you should buy some of my pens and sell them customized, and you should put them on Carry Commission. And I don't know, it seems fun. It seems like a really fun way to go with it and just have fun with it and not take it too seriously, and then focus more on what my original plan for was, you know, after things have been around for a while and settled down. So yeah, the short answer is yes, there's definitely going to be some more custom stuff for Carry Commission, some exclusives, and a lot of it I think is going to be stuff I do myself. So I'm going to buy the stuff from the makers, customize it, and then sell it. So yeah, definitely some more exclusives in the future. Given_Pacific Northwest says, are you going to do a Tale of Knives roundup or anything with other Etsy companies? Yes. But the ideal answer is, even if it's 2 or 3 years from now, yes. There will always be more makers that I want to show you guys. That's why this channel exists. There it is from Tom D. Morris. What is your one all-time favorite EDC item? Magnetic quick releases, bar none. Like, all of this other stuff is fun and really nice to carry. I like having really cool gear, but this right here is the most practical thing I've ever added to my carry, period. It's just so great. Look, my key's already back on my belt. It's just that easy. I reach down, grab them, and then it just clicks back into place. I don't even have to look. It's just, I know it's there. I know where to go. It's awesome. Here's a question from EDC_. Yep, not gonna try that. What is the best knife for heavy use under $50? If you want a knife that can take a beating, I say this almost every single time, Ontario Rat number 1 or 2. Either one of those are great. It comes in D2 steel or AUS 8. Fantastic knives for the price. You could also go with a steel wheel cut jack, but the steel wheel cut jack is just gonna be a little bit of a lighter use knife. It's just not quite as, I think, robust as a rat. Here's a good one from Colin12 Howell. He says, opinion on automatic watches over quartz. So I'm wearing a quartz watch right now. I've got several Spinnaker AV8 automatic watches. I've got the Boulder quartz watches. I've got a lot of different watches that are, you know, on either side of the fence. The thing about the watch community is that they get very snobby really quickly when it comes to movements and different things about their watches.
2 hours later.
So for me, when it comes to efficiency and getting what I need out of a watch, I've got to go quartz, unless I give up the chronograph aspect, or if I find an automatic watch with a rotating bezel where I can use that for time tracking. Yeah, sure, but I've not been able to find one that's styled the way I want and has all the features. I'm rambling again. What? Don't worry about it. That's the best answer. If you like a quartz watch and it looks great and it has all the features you want, get it. If you like an automatic watch, get it. Just go for what you like. Don't worry about what other people think. That's the best way to go about it. That's a better answer than both the 10-minute answers I had. Jesus. Thirsty Bookworm says, are there any other YouTube content creators you are dying to collaborate with? Yes, I'd love to do another video with Blade HQ, Talon, if he'd be willing. Mike from Last Line of Defense, I've talked to him. Peter McKinnon would like to do a video at some point. So yes, there are plenty of other YouTubers, but more important than that for me is working with the other EDC creators like Michael from Hitch and Timber, Rick from Zerofew. Working with these people who make this EDC community a thing, that is far more valuable to me than collaborating with some other YouTuber who's just gonna net me more followers. Like, I want to build this community. I want to shine a spotlight on the people who have made this community. Not me, I didn't do it. People like Jeremy from Tale of Knives, Hitch and Timber, Arc Company, all of these people that I've featured are the ones that have built this community. They have created this amazing world that has made this channel possible. So for me, more than collaborating with other YouTubers, which I would love to do, I want to prioritize working with those people because those guys are the real MVPs. David HLZMNN says, what belt clip is that in the photo? That's dope. So this is the Tale of Knives Keepster. That's it's very much like his holsters. It goes on my belt and it holds my keys with an HK clip. It is really, really neat. I like it a lot. He also has the Clipster. I don't know if it's out, but it's coming. It's the same thing with his retention clips, really high retention clips. So you can just clip it to your belt and you don't have to put it on your belt. You can be able to take it off. This thing's awesome. I've been getting a lot of questions about that one. Ooh, here's a great one from the Sharp Nerd. What is your favorite go-to video game? Rocket League. Boy, do I have a love-hate relationship with Rocket League. I think I've got like 1,500 hours in Rocket League. It's just like the one thing that at the end of the day, after I've done a bunch of work, that I can go to and play. I don't play a ton, not anymore at least. I have a child, but when I need to escape for 30 minutes to an hour, I can go play some Rocket League. And usually I go to like decompress and just relax. And I typically rage quit and leave Rocket League much more irritated than I was to begin with. God, Rocket League, it's something. Here's a great one from Key EDC. He said, how does your EDC change when we're in the dog days of summer? Well, for one, I phase out leather, but I've been carrying the PocKit organizer, the PocKit Pro from Yellow Birch, and my wallet is the Travex Summit. So I have stopped using and carrying leather only because it gets really kind of gross in the summer, because I live in very humid North Carolina. Against the Sun said, how is being a father? How is your kid? Being a father is amazing. And first I have to thank Alex because she has been a true MVP. She has been amazing. She's stepped up while my back was out and I couldn't really pitch in or help. She just, didn't complain too much, just did what had to be done. She's a strong and powerful mother. She's awesome. She is killing it as a parent and I love it. There's nothing better. People say that a lot and you see it and hear it and you're like, yeah, okay, cool. But then when it happens to you, you get a whole new perspective. Everything changes. And like the whole reason that I do this and that I work so hard has changed. Everything has changed. Priorities have completely changed. C-Leg208 says, are you willing to do meetups? I live in Concord, North Carolina. Awesome. Yes, I want to do a meetup later this year. I talked to Smoky Mountain Knife Works about doing it there. I've not talked to them since Blade Show, but they seemed very, very interested. It's a good location that's not too far from me where I think more people would be able to come to rather than doing it in Charlotte. I'd rather just go a little further out from my area and pick a good location like Smoky Mountain Knife Works, where you can go, we can all talk about knives, hang out in the parking lot, go in and buy knives, whatever. I think it'd be great. And I love the area. The mountains there are beautiful. It's just a cool place. So maybe we'll do it there later this year. Sorry if you're in Concord and I make you drive to Pigeon Forge, but I don't feel sorry. Sevierville, Tennessee, technically, but yeah, I don't feel bad. Mighty Hank said, did you ever go see an orthopedic doctor about scoliosis? No, I haven't. So my pain is gone right now. Like I'm back to like almost 100%. but it is something that I need to do. The chiropractor can only do so much. An orthopedic doctor can only do so much. But yeah, definitely getting an outside opinion, like a second or third opinion, is something I want to do. Absolutely. Arc Company asks, favorite camping spot? Literally anywhere in the outdoors right now. I have an off-road trailer that I've not used in like 18 months. I've not been camping in 18 months. I'm so sad. I want to go camping so bad. So bad. Johnny Rubber Tramp says, have you ever been to Scotland? No, but that is one of the places that I want to go because I want to do a Scotch tour. Lagavulin is one of my favorite things in this whole, like, in the world. Lagavulin is up there with some of my favorite things ever. So I would love to go to the Lagavulin distillery. How much does your current EDC cost? Well, a lot. I'm Anson says, what car do you drive? Toyota Tacoma, but I got a Turd Sport. At least that's what I call it. The Turd Sport in a 4-wheel drive manual gearbox. Oh, baby. It took me a long time to find it, too. And I'm never letting that truck go if I don't have to. What are some of your favorite whiskeys? Great question. Lagavulin is like top tier. If I can't buy or afford Lagavulin, I usually go with Lafroig or Ardbeg. There are some other scotches that I'll drink, like Monkey Shoulder. I'll drink just about any scotch. Bourbons, I'm less interested in them. I still like them. Elmer T. Lee is probably my favorite bourbon, but it's hard to find and expensive. So I typically just settle with Bullet. And then I also do Bullet Rye or Michter's Rye or this. It's a High West Double Rye. There's a lot. Rua is actually a new bourbon, or whiskey, not bourbon, out of Charlotte. And it's very young, but it is very, very good. A lot of good whiskeys. Opinion on the Benchmade Bugout. So I've been carrying this actually quite a bit recently. And Peter helped rekindle my love for it. I put this thing aside because I had so many other knives, but it's just hard not to appreciate how lightweight this thing is and how good it is. A lot of people comment about how the handles feel weak and whatnot. No, if you are using this knife so hard that you break it, you're using the wrong knife for the job. It's an EDC knife. It's not like a hard use. Don't go batoning with this thing. It's not a hard use knife. It's a lightweight, light duty knife, and it is perfect for that. However, I would like to replace the Grivery with titanium, or micarta even, but titanium probably, just to give it some rigidity, and I think it would make the knife feel so much more high end. It's the best fidget knife in my whole collection though. For sure. The Lolly 76 says, what is your favorite coffee brewing method? AeroPress. Hands down. Chemex is great. I love it. But AeroPress. Pizza or tacos? It's not even a question, man. Pizza. And if you're going tacos, just get a burrito. It's better. Packed Pocket says, sell me your KTC2. Nah. I've had so many people ask me for my KTC2. Not going to. No. What is your go-to cologne/scent? Musk and Hustle. It's amazing. Number 24 is the scent. Musk and Hustle, number 24. It's amazing roll-on cologne. Code, I think it's Best Damn EDC or Carry On, will get you 25% off, and it's not an affiliate. I don't get a kickback from that. You just get some money off. So there you go. Great stuff. Rabbit Pickup says, do you ever sell your EDC items, and if so, how/what platform? Yes. So I have a classified section in the Discord server where I sold a bunch of knives a couple of months ago. I'm planning on selling some watches pretty soon, I think. And I do have plans to put a used gear section up on Carry Commission. I'm just working through some of the problems with that, such as trying to avoid selling knives to underage people or fakes. Somebody could send me a fake to sell as a used knife, and that's not something I'm willing to do. So there are some things that I would have to figure out first, but used gear would go up on Carry Commission as well. And I may use that as a platform to sell my stuff rather than through the server. I don't know how to say your username. When is the auction for that pin? There is no auction for this pin. This pin will remain mine, but I might make some. I might do a small batch and put them up on Carry Commission. If you're interested in me doing that, let me know down below. Music preference. So what many of you may not know about me is when I was in high school and right after high school, I was a vocalist in a band. First a hardcore band and then a death metal band. That happened. Right here is me. This was me. Yep. that happened. But I've since mellowed out quite a bit, and I prefer folk, country, not country. I don't like country music. Country music is awful. Folk and bluegrass That's really where it is. Americana, sort of, but country, no. But I like a lot of other things. I still like some prog metal, a little bit of prog metal, but for the most part, I listen to folk and bluegrass. What's your favorite thing about EDC culture? That comes from Rawson EDC. Really, the camaraderie, how friendly everybody is, how great all of this has come to be. Like, I've not gotten here without the help of you guys, but also the makers and everybody just always working together, pitching in, being bros. Like, everybody's so friendly and so supportive of everything. I absolutely love it. Camaraderie is 100% what makes the EDC community so awesome. Here's a great one. Ben Hosafluke. Yes, favorite music artist of all time. So it's actually two local bands that are really a toss-up. The Avett Brothers, who are from Concord, North Carolina. And then there's Between the Buried and Me, which is a metal band from North Carolina. They're from Winston and Raleigh and Greensboro and Charlotte. I've met Scott from the Avett Brothers. I know Paul from BT Bam. I appreciate their music. They're both very, very talented bands. I can't choose between them. I will always fall back onto listening to them. They're both great. Have you ever visited a Caribbean island? That comes from Serpent AP. Serpent? Yes, I have. I went to the Bahamas years ago. It was a mission trip with the church back when I did church things. But we went down to the Bahamas. We sailed from Miami to the Bahamas and hit a big storm and got beached, and it was a fun time. Yeah. Not going back that way. Here's a good one. Phil Alva says, do you have stickers available for purchase? I don't yet, but I will. So these came in earlier this week, late last week. These will be available on Carry Commission as a sticker pack. So we'll get all 4 of these stickers in a pack. And each order from Carry Commission comes with a smaller version of this sticker and this sticker. So everything you get from Carry Commission will come with 2 smaller stickers, but these are kind of nicer high-end stickers. I'll sell these 4 as a pack. And there are actually only 200 of those, 199 of those available. Here's one of them. Those will be up probably next week. Favorite memory since starting YouTube. So if you didn't know, I've been on YouTube for a long time, like 7 years. And the best memory I have is probably just getting on a plane by myself, flying to Germany without much of a plan, landing in Berlin, taking an Uber all the way across the city, getting out at some random location, and just like walking up, and there's a group of like 20 of my friends just standing there, and we're all waiting to go into this Samsung press event. And it was just like this weird thing where I traveled for like 20 plus hours, landed, hadn't slept, and then I'm just, boom, I'm there with all my friends across the world. Like that, there's very few opportunities in careers where you can do something like that, where you just travel all over the place and run into your friends at just random places. I mean, that wasn't random, and we were all scheduled to go to the press event, but like, it was still kind of random to just be, I was walking down the street in Berlin and ran into somebody I knew, you know, like even though we were there for a reason, it just felt weird, but it was just a really great memory. Really cool. And just that whole trip to IFA in 2014 was just super memorable. It was awesome. YI18 says, why do you carry a pry bar? I don't understand the need to carry one. So I have used this pry bar right here about 3 times today. Put that plate on that camera, to put a plate on the camera that's above me, to take off a plate on another camera. Really, when it comes down to it, I use it as a screwdriver, but opening bottles, prying things open. I use these a lot. I use these all the time. Could I go without it? Yeah, sure. Do I need it? No, but I like carrying it. I think it's a useful thing to have. It's very small and lightweight, and why not? You know, I enjoy it. Really, the only answer you need is I want to. That's it. That's the only reason anybody needs to carry anything, other than maybe a gun. rgrimes615 says, best EDC pin for a man on a budget: Fisher Space Pin Bullet, Parker Jotter, honestly a Pilot G2, or a Zebra F301 or F701. Stone asks, why is Code the way he is? Because Code is Code. Also, congrats to Code and Poker. Both of the guys from the Discord have had babies in the last few weeks, so congrats to them as well. Raider Tater says, favorite podcasts? Reply All, hands down, my favorite podcast of all time. It's so good. S-Town was good. Heavyweights was good. I haven't listened to it in a long time, but beyond that, Criminal. That's another NC produced podcast. It's great. But I don't listen to podcasts a ton right now because I don't drive a whole lot. That's the only time I ever listen to them. And I drive 2 miles to my office and 2 miles home. That's about it. Did you order a Lynch All Access Pass 1.5? I sure did. Gary Boy says, what's your job? This, my boy, this is my job. Just YouTube. That is going to do it for this video. If you found it helpful and you enjoyed it, be sure to hit that thumbs up button down below and subscribe to see more stuff like this in the future, and hit that notification bell so you're notified when I upload new videos. Anything that I talked about in this video, it should be linked down below. All the gear, recommendations, answers to my questions. If I mention anything, I tried to link everything down below. If you purchase anything using those links, those are affiliate links. I get a little bit of a kickback, but it doesn't cost you anything extra. You can also go to carry.best and purchase stuff directly from me, although I'm almost completely out of gear. And you can go to patreon.com/bestdamnedc. Be sure to follow us around the web. You can find us on Twitter and Instagram at bestdamnedc. You can find me, Taylor Martin, on Twitter and Instagram at CasperTech. And until next time, carry on.